Tide is on the way out. Temperature is not 70. It's in the 60s. 69 at 6:06 on July 23. Let's take attendance. Steve, President T-Rex, hooked up and ready to go on a Sunday. Woohoo! What do we have here? Neglected property. Yeah, neglected property. Somebody's got to do some mowing or something. Get some golf balls. Who's been playing with my golf balls? Please, Rex. No, don't do that. It's too pretty of a morning. Let's listen to the birds. Look at the sky waves. Altocumulus sky waves. See? Up, down, up, down, up, down. No waves in the water, though. We've got very little in the way of action, except for real dynamic clouds. There's a tiny little L way east of Nantucket. And there's one isobar going across northern New England. Rex. All right, that's it. You're going inside. We have to stop this. One take, Tim. See, Rex hasn't been here in a week, and there are just so many smells. I just saw about a 2-inch tall bunny go down in there, so he's all tweaked over all the things that have been hopping around in the backyard. All kinds of new smells. He's still parking in there. Yeah, it looks like a great day for boating when you don't have very many isobars. There's very little pressure gradient, and so that means the heating of the day is going to cause the pressure over the land to decrease. Rising air and less dense air than over the ocean, where the water temperature now is pretty close to 70. That'll cause the air to sink over the ocean and come in. That's a sea breeze. So it's a sea breeze day today with beautiful sky waves, but not too much smoke, really blue sky, nice dry air up in the sky. And look at the temperature this morning at sunrise, 43 degrees in Saranac Lake, New York. Oh, that is refreshing. Still near 70 in southeastern New England, but the dew point is in the 50s and 60s, so much more comfortable air in New England for today and for really the next few days. Did you pick this week for a vacation? We may actually have an entire week without any flooding rain. Have the second blooming of the roses happening if you pruned your roses, and maybe even if you didn't, you're going to get your second blooms coming out now. These peas are good for seed, and there are still some good for salad. And obviously, there's a lot of work to do here. I'm going to remove all that stuff, hopefully. Haven't even done the second cutting on half of the first cutting on all the Montauk daisies. Now, I haven't seen my rain gauge in a while. I know that Fenway Park had the worst flooding Tom Curran had ever seen 2 nights ago, and we got just over an inch. So this looks like 1.02, while in South Dennis we got 0 rain. Oh boy, something happened down here. Looks like I may be overcrowded. Those do not look happy. I don't know what's up with that. Poor pumpkins. I do have a pumpkin in there, one little pumpkin, but that's going by. I think that's a pumpkin. It looks like some kind of hybrid, doesn't it? So we're going to do some heavy pruning. What are you doing today? Temperature's going to probably low 80s near the beach day. Sunburn factor close to a 10 out of 10. And inland, probably well into the 80s. High pressure gradually is going to strengthen off to our south and a little bit southeast. So the wind is going to pick up from the southwest starting tomorrow. There's a front coming through the Midwest, and look at that. That front is going to fall apart. How different. There's some cooler air in south central Canada that wants to come back, but it's not going to make it. So ultimately, the storm track is going to move north into Canada this week, and that's going to allow for the warm to hot weather to come to New England after several days in the 80s, probably about Wednesday or so. Maybe there is a little front trying to come in here Tuesday with a scattered shower or a thunderstorm, but no flooding is forecast. And then the high pressure should build to our south, low pressure to our north with wind from the west-southwest. That's going to push the temperature well into the 90s, it looks like, starting Thursday into Friday. So if we get a heat wave, it would be something like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe Saturday. Look at the 700 millibar level here. You see the blue is the cold lifting north, and then it tries to take a little run at us Tuesday, goes back up, and then the orange comes in. That's the real warm to hot weather coming across, and that is going to be here until the next front comes in next Saturday. Sunday does not look as strong as it did yesterday, so maybe we salvage next weekend also. That would be something, wouldn't it? The tropics, we talked about Dawn. We've been talking about Dawn for about 10 days, and now it did go to a hurricane yesterday briefly, Category 1 hurricane 1,000 miles to our east, and now it looks like it's going post-tropical and is going to race away finally after 2 weeks of doing a huge loop. And then off to the south we have what was a red shaded potential storm from the National Hurricane Center, now only a yellow shade. So the odds of this one turning into Tropical Storm Emily have diminished. We can track it using the Euro here into the Caribbean. You can see it's just sort of an open wave. Maybe it turns into a tropical depression or a weak tropical storm, but it looks like it tries to dissipate somewhere near Aruba, taking a fairly southern track. And then there's another wave coming in behind it that doesn't look like much. So looks like we're safe from the tropics. As for surf, Dawn so far away, breaking into a big high pressure system. That high pressure system to its east is more a factor in generating what is a 2-foot swell at 12 seconds now at the Block Island buoy, where the water temperature is 74, so really warm water. Oh man, if you couldn't make it out fishing, this really gets you going, doesn't it? I don't know what kind of fish are out there, but who cares? And it looks like a gorgeous day. I love these sky waves. So happy to report that there's not much to report. Still cleaning up. I think Route 2 was still closed from flooding yesterday, but we're going to get a break now from Mother Nature for a while and a potential heat wave. So after all, this is the hottest part of the year. Heat wave is to be expected. Hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. Yesterday I was doing some community service, more Kevin and Larissa doing the community service, but thank you, Angela, and Bob and the Kravchuks for a great for a great steak tip dinner yesterday before coming back to Weymouth, and may have to hit the road and go back south and do some more work today, but hopefully I don't have to travel too far today other than to the water. Talk to you later. On the Regis Memorial walking path, sun just came out, noontime in South Dennis. Another gorgeous July afternoon. Sun finally came out at noon. Hardly any air, but we just had a little puff of air from the west. And I see that now off to the southwest there's some convection brewing. Nothing to crow about yet. Get some erosion control repair crew coming down the road. Wait, they're not doing erosion control on the road. I think they're working on the path. Ah, we got a new Chase Merchant employee.
Hey.
Nice.
How are you?
I don't know if you.
In and start unloading.
Not sure you're dressed for the job.
Yep.
Yes, she is. She's perfect.
So do you want me to hop in and start? Yes.
What's the name of the path?
The Regis Memorial Pathway.
Gonna do some work on the Regis Memorial Pathway. Oh, that's some good looking Cape Cod stone. Delivered by the glacier 15,000 years ago.
Freaking awesome.
The new employee likes it.
All right.
Oh my God, I think we got plenty of rocks, Gav.
Happy placing.
Oh my God, thank you.
Natalie Sayward and Alfred Metcalf in much better shape, thanks to Kevin, Ernest, Kelly, and I guess Dave helped a little bit by putting all that brush on the ground, kinda. Maybe we can go a week without more erosion, flooding rains. Nice cumulus, very dry air aloft. So the cumulus is going up due to surface convergence, sea breeze front up and down the coast of Massachusetts. Fun having a brush pile at your disposal. Thank you, Jay. Okay. Dusty. Beautiful.
All right, Dan.
And the source of the rocks for the Regis Memorial Path, right there. Old school Cape Cod, delivered by the glacier. That's been untouched for thousands of years. That's a serious worm farm right there. That's nice. Different grades. That machine does it. Dartmouth compost. What's that mean, Dartmouth? This comes from Dartmouth. Planting mix, and Dartmouth compost, I just learned, is from septic treatment plants. Good stuff. Nah, I'm not gonna touch it. Hard to see with all the trees, but I call this the Route 6 cloud. Air from the north on the north side, air from the south on the south side, and it goes up in the middle over Route 6. Just a perfect example of a Route 6 cloud today. A little to the south, so it's more of a push from the north than the south. And we're going to go to the south side, where it's probably also totally blue sky. Now on the south side of that convergence zone, hopefully I have an image of it from space. The clouds building right over the middle of the Cape, parallel to Route 6, but on the south side of it. 8 o'clock, no rain this afternoon, beautiful sunset. Time to go back to work. On a Sunday, work is play, play is work. Where's the moon? Rex is looking for mommy. She'll be here any minute. I found the moon though. It's the sturgeon moon. It's right up there. And getting bigger and brighter every night. Get up there. Good boy. Get up there. Yep. See her? There she is in the front row. Right up there. What'd you catch there?
It's called a dogfish. It looks just like a shark.
Oh my goodness. It is a shark, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Can I see its mouth?
Yeah.
How'd you catch it?
Just with some
Squid?
squid. Yeah.
Neat. That's so fun. Swim. That's T-Rex. T-Rex, say hello. I caught a T-Rex.
You did. You got a cuter one.
And life is good again.
You jumped up on it.
Thankfully, mommy has returned.